Ladies and gentlemen, before I begin, I want you to imagine something. Imagine that one day you wake up and realize that most of your life has already passed. The years you thought you had are gone. The opportunities you planned to take are behind you. The dreams you kept postponing have become distant memories. And suddenly a question appears in your mind with terrifying clarity. Did I truly live, or did I merely exist? That question has haunted humanity for centuries. And today, it may be the most important question you will ever ask yourself. Because the greatest danger in life is not failure. The greatest danger is reaching the end of your journey and discovering that you never became who you were meant to be. Most people spend their lives preparing to live. They prepare for happiness, prepare for success, prepare for love, prepare for freedom, prepare for fulfillment. Yet somehow, they never arrive. They keep telling themselves that life will begin tomorrow. Tomorrow, they will follow their passion. Tomorrow, they will become courageous. Tomorrow, they will stop caring what others think. Tomorrow, they will finally be themselves. But tomorrow is a dangerous illusion. Because tomorrow eventually becomes next year. Next year becomes the next decade. And before they realize it, their entire life has slipped through their fingers. Ladies and gentlemen, listen carefully. Time is not waiting for anyone. Every second that passes is a piece of your life you will never get back. Every sunrise is one less sunrise you will witness. Every year is a chapter permanently written into the story of your existence. Yet most people behave as though they possess unlimited time. They live as if life comes with endless chances. It does not. One day, every one of us will face a final sunset. One day, every one of us will look backward. And in that moment, the question will not be how much money we made. It will not be how many followers we gained. It will not be how many people approved of us. The question will be, did I become myself? Did I have the courage to live authentically? Did I honor the person hidden within me? Or did I spend my entire life trying to be someone else? This is where the tragedy begins. Many people never meet themselves. They know their job title. They know their social role. They know the expectations others place upon them. But they do not know who they truly are. They wear masks for so long that they forget there is a face underneath. From childhood, society teaches us how to behave. It tells us what is acceptable, what is desirable, what is respectable, what is successful. Slowly we begin constructing a version of ourselves designed to earn approval. We become performers, actors on a stage. We learn to smile when we are hurting. We learn to agree when we disagree. We learn to suppress emotions. We learn to hide fears. We learn to bury desires. And over time, the distance between who we are and who we pretend to be grows larger and larger. The problem is that every mask comes with a cost. The more energy you spend maintaining a false identity, the less energy remains for becoming your authentic self. And eventually, something inside begins to suffer. You may have everything society promised would make you happy: success, recognition, comfort, status. Yet a strange emptiness remains. A quiet voice whispers, "There must be more than this." That voice is not your enemy. That voice is your soul. It is the deepest part of you trying to get your attention. It is the part of you that remembers who you were before fear entered your life. It is the part of you that refuses to settle for a shallow existence. But many people ignore that voice. They distract themselves. They stay busy. They fill every moment with noise. Because silence is dangerous. Silence forces us to hear ourselves. And what many people fear most is not the world. It is what they might discover within. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a reason so many people feel lost. It is not because they lack intelligence. It is not because they lack talent. It is not because they lack opportunity. It is because they have become disconnected from themselves. The modern world encourages constant distraction, endless entertainment, endless scrolling, endless comparison, endless stimulation. Yet the answers we seek cannot be found in noise. They can only be found within. The truth is that your greatest teacher is hidden inside you. Your deepest wisdom already exists within you. Your future is shaped by what lives in your unconscious mind. Most people never explore this inner world. They spend their lives studying everything except themselves. They know the opinions of strangers. They know the latest trends. They know what everyone else is doing. But they remain strangers to their own souls. And that is dangerous. Because whatever remains unconscious controls your life. The fears you refuse to face. The wounds you refuse to heal. The emotions you refuse to acknowledge. The truths you refuse to accept. All of them continue operating beneath the surface. They influence your decisions, your relationships, your habits, your future, without your awareness. You may believe you are making free choices, but often you are simply acting out unconscious patterns. That is why self-awareness is so important. Awareness is liberation. The moment you become conscious of a pattern, you gain the power to change it. The moment you recognize a fear, it begins losing control over you. The moment you acknowledge a wound, healing becomes possible. The moment you face the truth, transformation begins. But this requires courage, because self-discovery is not always comfortable. Many people imagine growth as a pleasant journey. It is not. Growth often requires confronting aspects of yourself you would rather avoid. It requires facing your shadow. The shadow contains everything you have rejected about yourself. Your anger, your jealousy, your insecurity, your fears, your weaknesses. But it also contains hidden strengths, untapped potential, creativity, power, wisdom. The parts of yourself you abandoned because you feared judgment. The shadow is not evil, it is unfinished. And until you face it, you cannot become whole. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the greatest mistakes people make is believing they can escape themselves. They change cities, change jobs, change relationships, change environments. Yet wherever they go, they bring themselves with them. Because the real battle is internal. You cannot run from yourself. You cannot hide from yourself forever. Eventually, life forces you to confront what you have avoided. And when that moment arrives, you have two choices. You can continue living unconsciously, or you can awaken. Awakening is not a single event. It is a process, a daily decision to become more aware, more honest, more authentic, more alive. It begins with a simple question. What truth am I avoiding? That question alone can change your life. Because the answer reveals the doorway to transformation. Maybe the truth is that you are living someone else's dream. Maybe the truth is that fear has been making your decisions. Maybe the truth is that you have settled for less than you deserve. Maybe the truth is that you have abandoned parts of yourself to gain approval. Whatever the truth may be, facing it is the beginning of freedom. The tragedy is not that life is difficult. The tragedy is that many people never discover why they are suffering. They blame circumstances. They blame other people. They blame bad luck. But they never look inward. And without self-awareness, the same patterns repeat endlessly. The same disappointments, the same frustrations, the same regrets, the same pain. Life keeps presenting the lesson until we learn it. This is why awareness matters, because awareness breaks the cycle. Awareness creates possibility. Awareness allows growth. Ladies and gentlemen, consider how many people spend their lives seeking approval. They shape their behavior around the opinions of others. They fear criticism, fear rejection, fear being misunderstood. So they remain small. They remain silent. They remain hidden. Yet there is a painful irony. The more you seek approval, the more disconnected you become from yourself. And the more disconnected you become from yourself, the less fulfilled you feel. No amount of external validation can replace inner alignment. No applause can compensate for self-betrayal. No achievement can heal the pain of abandoning your authentic nature. The world may reward conformity, but the soul longs for authenticity. The soul wants truth. The soul wants growth. The soul wants meaning. And meaning cannot be purchased. It cannot be borrowed. It cannot be inherited. It must be discovered. Discovered through reflection, through struggle, through courage, through self-examination. The journey inward is the most important journey you will ever take, because everything else depends on it. Your relationships, your happiness, your purpose, your peace. All of it begins with understanding yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, imagine living a life where you no longer need to pretend. Imagine waking up each morning aligned with your deepest values. Imagine making decisions based on truth rather than fear. Imagine no longer being controlled by the opinions of others. Imagine becoming the person you were always capable of being. That possibility exists, but it requires action, not tomorrow, today, not someday, now. Because life is moving. Every moment is an invitation. Every challenge is an opportunity. Every difficulty contains a lesson. And every day presents a choice. Will you remain asleep, or will you awaken? Will you continue living unconsciously, or will you become aware? Will you follow the crowd, or will you follow your soul? These questions matter. Because one day, whether you realize it or not, the opportunity to choose will end. Time will run out. The future will become the past. And all that remains will be the life you actually lived. Not the life you planned. Not the life you imagined. Not the life you postponed. The life you lived. That reality should not frighten you. It should awaken you. It should inspire you to stop waiting. Stop postponing. Stop settling. Stop hiding. The person you are capable of becoming is waiting on the other side of courage, waiting on the other side of honesty, waiting on the other side of awareness, waiting on the other side of fear. Ladies and gentlemen, you have far more potential than you realize. Inside you exists wisdom that has not yet been expressed, strength that has not yet been tested, creativity that has not yet been explored, purpose that has not yet been fulfilled. But none of it can emerge if you remain asleep. None of it can emerge if you spend your life avoiding yourself. None of it can emerge if fear continues controlling your decisions. The future belongs to those willing to confront themselves, those willing to grow, those willing to change, those willing to become conscious. The greatest transformation begins when you stop asking, "What do others expect from me?" and start asking, "What does my soul require from me?" That question changes everything, because your soul is not interested in appearances, it is interested in truth. It is not interested in perfection. It is interested in growth. It is not interested in comfort. It is interested in becoming. And becoming is the purpose of life. Not perfection, not status, not approval. Becoming. Every experience contributes to this process. Every struggle, every setback, every heartbreak, every challenge, every failure. Nothing is wasted when it leads to awareness. Nothing is meaningless when it contributes to growth. Even suffering can become a teacher. Even pain can become wisdom. Even darkness can become light. If you are willing to learn, if you are willing to see, if you are willing to awaken. Ladies and gentlemen, before it is too late, hear this message. Do not wait for a crisis to wake you up. Do not wait for regret to teach you what awareness could teach you today. Do not wait until life forces change upon you. Choose change willingly. Choose growth willingly. Choose truth willingly. The years are passing. The clock is moving. Life is unfolding. And the question remains, will you become who you were meant to be? Or will you spend your life wearing masks that were never truly yours? The answer is not found in the future. The answer is found in this moment, in this decision, in this choice. Right here. Right now. Because every meaningful life begins with a moment of awakening. A moment when a person stops running, stops pretending, stops hiding, and finally decides to face themselves honestly. That moment can happen today. It can happen now. And if it does, everything changes. The real journey begins. The journey toward authenticity. The journey toward meaning. The journey toward wholeness. The journey toward becoming the person hidden within you all along. Ladies and gentlemen, the time is now, not tomorrow, not next year, not someday. Now, before it's too late. Wake up, listen to your soul, face your truth, embrace your shadow, trust your journey, become conscious, become courageous, become authentic, become whole, and above all, become yourself. Because the greatest achievement in life is not becoming what the world expects. The greatest achievement is becoming who you truly are, and that journey begins today.